Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are taking a look at the brand new release from Glock, the G44 chambered in .22 long rifle. Alright, before we jump into talking about specs and features of the new G44, this gun is brand new out of the box. Let's see how it shoots. Locked back on the last round, that's good. That means that the ammo that we are running is not way underpowered. That's usually a characteristic when you don't get that slide to lock back on a .22 semi-auto. It's usually underpowered ammo. So that gives me a good feeling about what we're running today. Now, yesterday when I picked this gun up, I went to the local sporting goods stores and I bought the cheapest .22 long rifle ammo I could find there. They had a brick of 525 rounds for $19.99 on sale, so that was the cheapest ammo they had. So I wanted to try that because Glock is saying that this gun will pretty much eat anything you put in it. If you don't know about the new G44, in a nutshell, it's basically spec'd out just like a Gen 5 Glock 19. Same dimensions, same magazine dimensions as a Gen 5 19, so you still have that holster compatibility. All your accessories will still work. It's just chambered in .22 long rifle. There's a couple little internal differences to make it obviously shoot .22 long rifle, but as far as the way this gun is laid out, the features, the size, the dimensions, it's a Gen 5 Glock 19. Let's put some more rounds through it. Alright, so first malfunction, before I clear this out and keep going, let's take a look at it. Let me safe this gun and set it down here. Now I did get a good strike on the back of this case. This is something you run into with .22 long rifle ammo. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to run the cheapest ammo in this gun, just to see how it would do, if it would feed it, eject it, do everything that the gun is supposed to do with the cheapest ammo I could find in it. So that one I'm not going to fault as a malfunction from the gun because the back of that round was struck. It does have a good indent on the back of that primer. Let's keep going. Alright, locked back on the last round. We had one more failure to fire. Let me pick up that round. Alright, same story with that round. As you can see, the primer was struck. It does have a nice dent in it. It's just cheap .22 long rifle ammo. Alright, I've put up a paper bullseye target right there. My steel target right next to it is at the 10-yard mark. That paper target's just a couple yards beyond it. I'm going to see what kind of group I can put together with this gun at this distance. Alright, 10 round group at about 13 yards. My group is nice and tight. I'm happy with that group size. It's just a little bit high. I was holding a combat sight picture type hold. I was putting my point of impact at the center of that front sight dot, putting it on the center of this red dot. So I'm going to have to adjust that. It seems like my point of impact at this distance is more on the tip of that front sight post. So I'm going to shoot this one more time, adjust my sight picture and alignment, and see how our next group looks. Alright, so that group looked better, about 12-13 yards away. I adjusted that hold a little bit. I put the tip of that front sight post right at the center of this dot, and I seem to bring my group down a little bit. This looks a lot nicer. Full disclosure, guys, the last round on that magazine, the slide did not lock back, so most likely just underpowered, inexpensive, low-quality ammo. Those are the type of malfunctions and issues you'll get with a 22 semi-automatic gun. But I wanted to tell you guys what happened. I'm not trying to hide anything with this, so didn't have any malfunctions with that magazine, but this slide did not lock back on the last round. Alright, I needed to load some mags back up, so I thought I'd jump in the truck and warm up a little bit. It is cold and very windy outside, so sorry if that affects the audio on this video. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, but I wanted to get this review out as soon as I got this gun. I picked this up yesterday, courtesy of Retro Firearms in Petoskey, Michigan. Obviously, they're a big supporter of our channel. If you've followed our channel at all, you've heard their name in just about every video. They provide us with a lot of guns to shoot and test for the channel. They got 2 of these G44s in last week, so I've been wanting to get my hands on one and test it out. So when we're discussing features of the G44, like I said, it's very, very similar size, dimension-wise as a Gen 5 Glock 19, so it's probably easier to tell you guys the differences in this gun rather than point out every single feature. So if you look at the frame of this gun, it looks identical to a Gen 5 19. You've still got your rail, you've got the no finger grooves, you've got the flared magwell, the ambi slide stop slide release. Everything is Gen 5 on this gun. Now, it's easier to point out the differences in this gun. So, a couple differences. This does have a loaded chamber indicator hole on the top of the barrel lockup area. So that's different. That's something that Glock doesn't normally do. As far as sights that come on this gun, it does come with your typical plastic Glock sights. Now, one thing that's different on this gun is it comes with the adjustable rear sight. So very similar to what would come on like a G44, the competition type gun. So from what I understand, this gun was kind of designed to fit the youth scholastic competition shooting league to meet all the specs for all their rules, so this gun is legal to jump in that league with, which is another reason why we've got the 10-round magazines. So a lot of people, I read a lot of comments when this gun was released. People were not very happy that they were 10-round magazines. So there is a reason behind it, and from what I understand, that's the reason. It's so it fits the rules of the competition shooting league. Now, that's the reason why it's got the adjustable rear sights, just like a Glock 34, because a Glock 34 was designed as a competition gun. So one thing that I like about these magazines, a couple things actually. One is the outside dimensions. The outside dimensions are the same as a Glock 19 magazine. So if you're running magazine pouches, if you're running this for competition, if you're training with this gun and just trying to get good reps in, you can use all your support equipment that you already have for a 9mm Glock. The other thing I like about these magazines is the assist tabs that it has on each side. So it's got one of these assist levers on each side of the magazine. So as you load this mag, you can just grab onto these assist levers, pull it down, release that spring tension, and load these mags. It makes it really, really easy to start dropping rounds into this mag. So as far as this feature goes, this is really nice for newer shooters and youth shooters both. Loading magazines is one of the biggest issues that some of the newer shooters that I work with who are very new to shooting, jamming their mags back full is an issue for a lot of them. So we'll use things like magazine loaders and assist equipment such as that, but this is one of those features that just makes it easier for the newer shooters and the youth shooters combined. Alright, I've got my magazines jammed back full, and as far as ammo that we're using today, this is Federal Field and Range Rimfire. This is 36 grain, 22 long rifle ammo. Like I said, this is the cheapest stuff I could find on the shelf. From what I understand, Glock took 3 years to develop this gun. This is the longest the longest amount of development time that they've had in any gun that they've ever put out before. They've put over 1.2 million rounds through this gun, through the R&D process and the testing that they did with this gun, and their goal was to make it as reliable as any other Glock. Obviously, that's what Glock is known for, is very simple, very reliable guns. And with the 22 long rifle round in a semi-auto gun, there's a lot of variation as far as different ammos on the market. There's quality ammos, there's really underpowered cheap ammos. So they wanted to try to make this gun run with all of those different kinds of ammo selections that's out there and not have issues. So far today we have had 2 failure to fires. I found both of those rounds. Both of them had a nice dent on the back of the case, so I don't think that was any fault of the gun. I think those were just 2 bad rounds that we had. And then we had one instance where the slide did not lock to the rear on the last round. That is most likely just underpowered, low quality ammo. This is the only ammo that I bought for this gun for the testing today. I'm sure in the future on the channel we will have more testing with different kinds of ammo. I'd like to put together a video of a few popular ammo choices for this gun that this gun really likes. But so far as feeding, ejecting, you know, not having any jam type malfunctions, this gun has been flawless thus far. So let's put some more rounds through it. Got everything loaded back up, got warmed up a little bit. Let's get back out there and put some more rounds through it. So as far as shooting this gun goes, it pretty much feels identical to shooting my Gen 5 Glock 19, but without the recoil impulse. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up shot of what that recoil looks like, what it looks like for this slide to track on this gun. I've got my steel plate back down there at about 10 yards. We'll put some rounds on that. Alright, we locked back on the last round. No malfunctions through that mag. One thing I forgot to tell you guys that was different on this gun, as you can see, it has a metal slide rail area on the slide, but the top part of the slide is actually polymer, obviously to reduce weight so this gun will cycle. If this had a full weight slide like a Glock 19 does, this ammo wouldn't be powerful enough to cycle that slide. So that's something they had to do to reduce reciprocating weight in this gun so it would cycle as well as it does. Alright, so I had a malfunction right there, failure to fire. My initial reaction is to do tap rack, reassess, but instead of doing that, I'm going to clear this malfunction out and I'm going to lock that slide back so we can analyze this round. So once again, we had a nice dent, nice strike on that primer, if the camera will focus. So once again, just poor quality ammo. Alright, so slide once again did not lock to the rear. We've gotten a few failures to fire. I'm 99% sure this is ammo-related issues. I'm not worried about it. There's nothing to indicate any fault of the gun itself. Just poor quality, weak 22 long rifle ammo, and that's one of the things that you encounter with 22 long rifle. There's a lot of inconsistency from brand to brand of ammo for the 22. Alright, so I mentioned to you guys, same size, same dimensions, both the firearm and the magazines as a Glock 19. So let me take off my everyday carry gun. This is a Gen 5 Glock 19 riding in a Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite holster. I carry this appendix inside the waistband every single day. So let's check out their claim to holster compatibility. So as you can see, the gun fits perfectly in my Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite holster. And then the magazine fits perfectly inside the magazine pouch. So yes, your support gear, your holsters, your mag pouches will work with this gun. This gun's just so easy to shoot. It's so flat, there's no recoil impulse. It's just like shooting all of my other Glocks, but easier, it's fun. This gun's just a lot of fun to shoot. Shoots really flat, no recoil impulse. As an instructor, this is going to be a great tool for working with brand new shooters. This takes away the recoil impulse and the part that is a little bit intimidating to brand new shooters. So this will be a gun, it'll be identical dimensions. The controls will be in the same spot as something they might carry, but yet it eliminates that recoil impulse. So as an instructor, this is going to be a great tool in my toolbox when working with newer shooters. Alright, I'm wrapping this range session up right here. The wind out there is brutal and I'm starting to freeze. I think the only couple things I failed to mention were what this gun comes with. This gun ships with 2 magazines. You know, all the other features are like a Gen 5 19, like I said, which a Gen 5 19 ships with 3 magazines. So something to note, this one only comes with 2 magazines. Comes with the typical plastic Glock box, and then it does also come with the interchangeable back straps. So it's got 2 different sizes of regular back straps, and then it has 2 different sizes of the ones with the integrated beaver tail on it. So that gives you some choices as far as back straps, same as you saw with the Gen 4s and Gen 5s. So like I said, for me as an instructor, this is just another tool in my toolbox. This is great to work with newer shooters. It's a firearm that's not intimidating, but yet it's still the same size, same layout, same controls as an actual Glock 19. Now, if you're somebody that might have kids that are getting to that age to where you want to teach them to shoot, this might be a great platform for that as well. Or if you just want something that's cheap to come out to the range and have a little bit of fun with, this gun is a ton of fun to shoot. I really enjoyed it today. We'll try to do some follow-ups with some different ammos. We'll try to find a little bit higher quality ammo next time I place an order. I'll order some decent 22 long rifle ammo that's not underpowered. So, but as far as it running reliably, I mean, it fed it, it ejected it, it did all the things it was supposed to. I mean, you can't help the bad rounds with the failures to fire, but I was happy with the gun. I wanted to show you guys all of those little issues and malfunctions that I had with it. You know, just in full disclosure, I wanted you guys to see all that. Didn't want to try to hide anything, but in my mind, it wasn't any fault of the gun. I would like to once again thank Retro Firearms for making this review possible. If you guys are in the northern Michigan area, definitely get in their store, check them out. Great store, great people. RetroFirearms.com is the website. If you guys have any questions for me, drop them in the comment section below. I do my best to answer all the questions. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, seek training, become adept.